This may sound dumb, but I feel like 2024 will be the one year where we had like an ongoing battle for what was going to be the worst movie of 2024. And what the hell am I talking about? So, folks have been claiming that Uglies, which was a new Netflix movie that came out about a month ago, was basically in the category for, this is one of the worst movies of 2024. Now, I had heard something about this movie that had piqued my interest. I've heard some folks said that this movie is a stinker. And just, yeah, like I said, it's one of the worst movies of 2024. And before going into it, I was expecting, okay, this is probably going to be worse than Megalopolis or something. I can already tell from the poster or something. But, surprisingly, I ended up liking this movie. Oh, well, back to another random movie review on the channel, which this shouldn't be something new. I like to review movies I watch, especially if it's on Netflix. I mean, it's not the first time I've reviewed a movie from Netflix. I did for Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Rebel Moon Part 1 and 2, and then I'm pretty sure I also did it for the Baby Kill... Wait, was it the Babysitter? Damn, I forgot the name, but it has, Samara Way... No, that's not the... I can't remember her name, but the Babysitter Killer movies. There's one and a two, and I think we're supposed to get a third one. Technically, the director of this movie is the director of the first two films. Okay, insert the thumbnail of what movies I'm talking about, because just, I can't believe I can't remember the freaking names. Let's go back to topic. So, yeah, I just finished watching Uglies on Netflix, and I just felt like wanting to make a review about it. It could have been a short TikTok, but this should be, like, quick and sure. I mean, I don't have much thoughts other than some pros and cons here and there with Uglies. But anyways, that out of the way, let's just get on with the movie review. So, like I mentioned, some folks were not praising this movie, but basically not many people enjoyed Uglies, and many were hating it. I mean, look at the ratings on Letterboxd. So many 1-star ratings. But yeah, I did heard a little bit about this movie, and what had me convinced to check it out, well, actually there's two reasons why I wanted to go check this out. But before I tell you the main reason, I'm actually go on to the second reason. So the second reason was because I saw this on Letterboxd, probably my favorite review of this movie. And it has me thinking, 2024 has a bunch of stinkers this year. It's like a standoff on like which movie is the worst movie of 2024. Is it The Crow? Is it Borderlands? Is it freaking Madam Web? Who freaking knows? But me, I happen to like some of these movies, which I guess I got a thing for liking bad movies. Then again, I'm not like most people that would be trashing on movies and stuff. I could see their points, but like, at the end of the day, it is just my opinion on the movie. But back to topic. So, yeah, basically, some folks were saying this was one of the worst movies that came out from Netflix this year. And I was like, oh, great. I can already tell from the poster. And I did at least saw, one or two TikTok videos about this. And just... I didn't have any idea what this movie was about, actually. I didn't even watch the trailer, which, not gonna lie, I probably did myself a favor doing that. But yeah. Basically, I went to go see this expecting to dislike it, and hopefully this would take the #1 spot of being the worst movie of 2024, because right now, what's at #1 for being the worst movie of 2024 for me is Megalopolis. Now, Megamind 2 was at that spot originally, but I might give it a second chance. I don't know. Also, I still need to do a review on the Megamind movies and the series. But the main reason I was interested in this was because I heard that Natalie Jane had made a song from this movie.
It's gonna be a movie on Netflix called Uglies. And it's my first song in a movie, so I'm very excited to sing it for you. Here's the top! Just watch! Just watch! Just watch! 'Cause I'll be waving at you from the top!
That had me hooked. So, yeah, I could have just listened to the song and not watched the movie, but I'm kind of glad I did. Because like I mentioned, I ended up liking it, surprisingly. And here's the thing about Uglies. This is the type of movie I'm kind of into. Probably because it's a dystopian movie, and I've come to realize that I now suddenly have a thing for dystopian movies. One of my favorites would be the Maze Runner trilogy, which, son of a still need to do a review on the trilogy. But yeah, I guess that's just one of the reasons why I kind of enjoyed this movie, because it's a dystopian movie, and I apparently have a thing for those types of films. And this may sound dumb when I say it, but I was getting like heavy Maze Runner vibes from this movie when, I mean, you could say there's some similarities movies? Mainly because it's a dystopian movie. Well, the Maze Runner movies are also dystopian movies. I don't know. Then again, I can see why I was getting heavy vibes of the Maze Runner, because throughout this entire movie, I was thinking to myself, okay, this has to have been based on a book, right? I feel like this has to be based on a book series or something, because I'm getting the vibes of that. And yeah, it is based on the book series. We have Uglies, Pretties, and then Specials. And apparently extra still. I don't know what that is, but still. So yeah, to give you a background on this movie, obviously this is futuristic. It's set in the future and everything. But apparently once you turn 16, they give you surgery to make you look pretty. Because we have like separate groups going on in this movie. We have the Uglies and the Pretties. So yeah, what happens is that if you're an ugly, you're basically kind of an outcast, but once you turn 16, you go into surgery and you come out looking pretty and not a total ugly person. Even though everyone in this movie is not ugly looking. For a movie called Uglies, you just had to have picked some certain actors that are gonna have so many TikTok ads of them. One of them being the actor that plays John B. from Outer Banks, which... oh my god, I just realized this. We're getting season 4 next week, and I haven't even seen the trailer for it. But back to topic. So yeah, basically, you go into surgery, and you look all pretty and stuff by the time you turn 16. But yeah, that's just the background of this movie. But since this is based on a book, I am curious to check out the book series of Uglies. Because thanks to me watching this movie, I'm now hooked on, invested on wanting to know what happens next. Now, I will say this. As much as I had fun watching this movie, I know for sure I'm gonna probably forget about it the next day. But I want to be clear. I overall did enjoy this movie. I was entertained on certain moments here and there, but I do have some of my nitpicks. This is definitely not one of the best movies I've seen this year, but it's definitely not one of the worst. And I'll tell you this, it's definitely better than Megalopolis. What are some of my nitpicks for this movie? I guess some of the actors could have done a better job portraying the characters from the books, because not everything gets adapted well. I guess it would be a rare thing if a movie adaptation were to get something right from a book or a video game. But yeah, visuals were okay. Was not a fan of the villain. But I guess my biggest negative for this movie has to be the runtime. Because now knowing that this is based on a book, this should have been at least 2 hours long. I mean, it has a runtime of 1 hour and 40 minutes, but I kind of wish it had a similar runtime to the Maze Runner movies, where the second and third one are like the longest. Well, mainly the third one being the longest in the trilogy, but still, this should have been a long-ass movie, basically, because it's fast-paced. Because we're like rushing through this movie, not spending enough time with certain stuff here and there, whether it's with the characters or like certain plot points from the book. Now, obviously, I've not read the book. I'm now just finding out about it as I've just now watched the movie for the first time. I'm definitely going to want to check it out just to do a comparison from the movie and the book, which the book will probably be better than the movie. And I accidentally stopped recording, but still, my biggest negative for this movie will probably be the runtime and how fast-paced it was, since we just basically were just rushing through book 1. And I am not a fan with how it ended, but it has gotten me hyped up for wanting to see part 2 and 3 of this trilogy. If Netflix does end up making Uglies 2 and 3, which I kind of hope they do, because I would like to see what happens next. But yeah, overall, Uglies may be a forgettable movie, but it's a fun one for me. It's just the type of movie I'm into. And that's just my personal opinion, because like I mentioned earlier, I guess I have a thing for liking bad movies, because this is technically supposed to be a bad movie, but I personally enjoyed it. Now, I'm not the only one. I've seen some other folks on TikTok enjoy this movie. So yeah, if you're a fan of like dystopian movies, I would recommend this, but if you have read the book, you probably won't enjoy this, whether it's because some of the actors were miscasted on portraying some characters, or just that they didn't get anything right from the book. Either way, if you're a reader of Uglies, you probably won't enjoy this, I'm afraid. But like I mentioned, if you are into dystopian movies, I would recommend checking this out. And for the rating I'm going to give this movie, is probably going to be stupid, but like I mentioned earlier, at the end of the day, it's just my personal opinion. I had fun with Uglies, so the best I could give is either an 8 or an 8.5 out of 10. With that being said, that's just my quick thoughts on Uglies that is now streaming on Netflix, so yeah, if you have seen the movie, be sure to let me know your thoughts, comments down below. And as always, I guess I shall see you all for the next movie review I cover that is from Netflix, which, what will that be? Who freaking knows? But thank you guys so much for watching, and as always, I'll see you all in the next video. Peace out.